Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. As we set up for the next cold front, it's a fast moving front. There isn't much weather with it for our area, eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England. I think there's just the outside chance that there could be a passing shower. But winds are going to get kicked up a bit, and the Weather Service has wind advisories up from northeast New Jersey northeastward up into upstate New York and New England. They do not have advisories up for areas south and west down into the state of Pennsylvania, central and south Jersey, and points southward. It'll get a little bit breezy in those areas, but in terms of the wind advisory criteria, where you see gusts up in the 40-mile-an-hour plus range, that is going to be up to the north. And in fact, we have a high wind warning up for parts of Massachusetts, where winds could probably gust up to 50 miles an hour. But you can see that the area of gusty winds is relatively confined. If you look up into Maine, the winds drop off considerably, at least as of the middle to latter part of the afternoon. And if you go south, down through New Jersey and Pennsylvania, you see some gusts into the low 30s, but that certainly should be manageable, and it's not enough to cause any kind of serious problem. So that's our weather issue for today. We have this front going by, as I said, has not much with it. And when you take a look at the satellite loop, you'll see that front just kind of rolling along very quickly through upstate New York and points eastward. We should see some sunshine until the front arrives, then maybe we'll get into a few clouds. Of course, Hurricane Delta is the standout on the satellite to the south, as it is over the northern part of the Yucatan Peninsula. Came on land as probably a Category 2 hurricane, or a strong Category 2. We had some surprise weakening that occurred yesterday evening from a strong 4. A little bit of wind shear developed, and that seemed to take the system down a couple of notches as far as strength is concerned. We'll have more on Delta in a moment. In the meantime, just want to switch over to the radar, and while we do have some showers in western New York and points northeastward up the St. Lawrence River Valley, those showers are going to pretty much go through upstate New York, staying mainly north of I-90, and then for central and northern New England, and there might even be a thunderstorm or two with this. The Storm Prediction Center on its forecast, you don't see this too often, but they actually have a marginal risk of severe weather for much of upstate New York and for central and northern New England, even getting into parts of southeastern New England and maybe even into northern Connecticut. But I'm thinking that for the most part, showers or whatever thunderstorms that are going on will be confined to the areas north of New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington. Cold front approaching, fast mover, cooler air behind it. Looks like now this shot of cool air is going to come in quick and it's going to go out faster, which means we'll see those temperatures Friday morning when we hit bottom in the 30s and low 40s. They're going to bounce back up to the upper 60s and low 70s rather quickly. Meanwhile, today we're going to see highs of low and middle 70s just about everywhere. Now, focusing in on Delta and the weekend, we don't see any issues Saturday and into early Sunday. After that, it starts to get a little bit dicey. The weather prediction folks have increased the amount of rain forecast from northern Pennsylvania through southern and central New England on the order of 1 inch to 2 inches, and maybe a few pockets getting a bit more. We'll see if that holds. A lot's going to depend on the speed of Delta as it approaches land. And when I say speed, I don't mean the top winds. I mean how fast is the storm moving, because the faster it moves, the stronger it gets, the faster it moves. The faster it moves, the further east it will track when it makes its way through the eastern part of the United States. And that will influence the timing of rain this weekend and how much we get. So let's run through the latest GFS model. And of course, you see our cold front through upstate New York with those showers, rather strong wrapped up low there in eastern Maine by this evening. And then high pressure builds in. It'll still be on the breezy side on Thursday with a fair amount of sunshine. Temperatures just in the 60s. We're looking at a chilly Friday morning, and then the high quickly moves out. Delta, in the meantime, turns northward and then northeastward in along the Louisiana coast, and probably passing relatively close to Lafayette, Louisiana, which is kind of midway between Lake Charles and New Orleans. And then here in the east with the high moving out, Saturday looks good. Saturday night, we have a cold front coming in. You see those showers just fall apart as high pressure builds in, but that sets up the onshore flow. And now with the GFS being the faster of the models, takes this a little bit more to the east. So look for rain to push into, say, southern Pennsylvania, into the Delmarva Peninsula by Sunday afternoon, but it might take until Sunday night to get the rain into points north and northeast of there. And the model's fairly bullish with rain here for Monday, Columbus Day. But again, a lot is going to depend on how Delta behaves now that it's emerging into the Gulf. The center at the moment, you can see on the satellite, you can't really pick out a well-defined eye, although the structure of the storm remains fairly impressive. And once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, it should start to strengthen again. We're also going to see hurricane watches, and I'm not sure how the Hurricane Center is going to handle this. I'm guessing they're going to put up hurricane watches up for the Louisiana coast sometime this late this morning or early this afternoon. To go to NHC.NOAA.GOV for the latest updated information regarding Delta. In the meantime, here's the model forecast tracks taking it inland Friday evening or very early Saturday morning at the latest, and then turning rather quickly northeastward. You can see the remnant low tracks are all fairly close to our area, so if these verify, we will get into some of that rain. And interestingly enough, the intensity models are still fairly bullish, although there are fewer intensity models now going into the major category status again while it's in the Gulf of Mexico, and the vast majority of them now keep this as a category 2. So the models certainly have adjusted with regards to what happened yesterday evening and the storm kind of weakening there a bit before it made landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula. 21.1 north, 87.4 west, just right on land in the northeastern corner of the Yucatan. You can see the Hurricane Center's track here becoming a major hurricane on their forecast by sometime during Thursday, and then holding that status as it approaches the coast sometime Friday afternoon. The Hurricane Center is a little bit faster here, so they're banking on the idea that the storm does intensify, which will make for a faster track. And then you see how it quickly moves to the northeast, where by 1 a.m. Monday, there's a remnant low in West Virginia. And if that verifies, we certainly should be seeing rain in eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England, getting here late Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, and then raining for Sunday night into Monday. At least from the standpoint of all of this, if that does wind up verifying, we can get into a good soaking rain, and that'll continue to make a dent in the New England drought, which continues, even though we had that heavy rain back about 2 weeks ago now. Was it 2 weeks ago or last week? I'm sorry, I sort of losing track of time here. That rainfall did make a dent, but we need a few more of those types of rains. Okay, so we'll have the Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, so be sure to tune in for that. And we also will have extra coverage on my weather platform on Patreon, patreon.com/meteorologist Joe Cioffi. If you join the Patreon platform, if you join up for a year, you get 15% off the annual membership. So for $20, it covers you for a full year. It's like getting 2 extra months free. And that, by the way, applies to both new members and current members. If you're a current member and you want to take advantage of that 15% discount, by all means, just go into your settings and change the membership setting that you want to go to an annual, and you'll also get that 15% discount. All right, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later. We'll see you tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show.